He's getting on the train. He just got drafted to the NBA. He's getting on to go meet his coach for the first time. I mean, there's people from all walks of life on this train. Now, how many of you guys know how much a car weighs?
2 tons.
1 ton, about a ton. About a ton. How much do you think a train weighs?
300 tons.
10 tons, 15 tons? The average train is between 120 to 240 tons.
I called it.
That's a lot of weight, right? That's like a whole dealership of cars, plus and then some. Anyway, this train is moving. It's just going now. It's going about 60 miles an hour. And I don't know if you know this. Hopefully you never see any type of footage like this, but I've seen this one time in a video, and it scarred me. It showed a man, or a woman, I'm sorry, getting hit by a train. 240 tons going at, 60 miles an hour. You see, you think about someone getting hit by a car and they go flying in the air or they tumble or whatever the case may be. If you get hit by a train, you literally burst. Like your whole body just explodes. Like it's like a water balloon. A water balloon is just splat, just boom. So this is the type of power and exertion that a train requires to move. So anyway, this train's moving, it's going on. Miles and miles away, there's this man. And this is another part of the story, almost like another story. You comfortable right there, man? All right, cool. There's a man, he has a son, and he loves his son. I mean, loves his son. Like I told you, I have a son coming. I already named him Zion Emmanuel Small. It's a strong name. It's a really strong name, and I just believe that my son is going to do great things. That's your job as a father, to believe that about your son. Period. No matter what kind of father you are, you should believe that your son is going to be amazing. And some of you guys, dads, believe that about you. Some of you young ladies, your dads believe that about you, that you're going to be amazing, right? You're like, right? You believe that? Well, you just raise your hand. I don't raise your hand. I'm just going by what you do. So this man loves his son, and it's just him and his son. There's no mom around for whatever reason. She's not around. So this man, every single day, he goes to school and he picks up his son. And they hang out some days. Some days they go get ice cream, they go back and eat some food and have dinner, and they just really love each other. I mean, this man and his son have such an awesome relationship. They're like 2 peas in a pod. Everything the man does, the son wants to do. So some days when he picks this boy up from school, he says, hey son, we can't necessarily go eat ice cream and go have dinner or anything like that. I actually have to work a late shift. So I need you to come with me to work today. And his son loves it. I mean, it sounds like a bore, because normally he would go eat ice cream and hang out, but he actually loves seeing what his dad does, because what his dad does is important. It's important because he loves what he does. His dad loves 2 things. He loves to help people, and he loves mechanics. He just loves operating things. So anyway, he brings his son to work, and just like any other day, he either does 1 or 2 things. He either tells his son, hey, I'm going to be up here in this control board. I'm going to be all the way up here, and this is a big tower that you have to climb a ladder up to, and I'll be doing what I'm doing, and I need you to be right here within eyes distance. I need to be able to see you fishing. He likes to fish, and y'all like to fish? I like to fish. I don't do it ever. But when I do it, I like doing it. I like to play basketball more than I like to do anything else. So he's fishing, and he says, hey son, I need you to stay within eyes distance. And then other days, he shows his son what he does. And what he actually does is he's the person that controls the drawbridge. The bridge that actually either decides to close or stay open. Really simple job, but it's not that simple, because he has to make certain decisions. So in this particular day, he starts off the day just showing his son, and they get to the job, and he says, son, what's the golden rule? He says, what are you talking about, Dad? What's the golden rule? What's the golden rule, son? What is it that we always talk about? Oh, okay, Dad. He's about 10 years old, He's like, all right, Dad, you told me that if there's an emergency situation, I'm supposed to go to the lever that controls the tracks. Just in case a train is coming, I need to be able to pull this lever, and then the tracks are closing. Because What happens is when that bridge closes, the trains that run and go from town to town pass over that particular portion of the bridge. Okay? When the bridge is up, the bridge goes up in order for boats that are passing to go and do what they do. So it's real simple. You know, he has a simple job. Close the bridge when the trains are coming. Open the bridge when the boats are coming. Real simple. The part that gets complicated is if the tracks are up, he has to send a signal to the train. The train, again, is 240 tons of pressure and moving equipment and people just going at 60 miles an hour. So like a car, when you get to a red light, you can stop kind of on a dime. You don't need that much, advance notice to stop. A train needs like 2 miles. Like in 2 miles, it'll stop. So he tells his son, yeah, that's the golden rule. I need you to be able to go and reach that lever. His son basically, anytime he has to get to this lever, it's like on the floor. And it's right below the lever is a gearbox. So he has to reach down, get down, reach in, and pull this lever. And it's only for emergency situations. Because the dad will always most likely be in control. Well, on this particular day, he says to his son, hey, you're right, you got the golden rule right, just remember that. I need you to be fishing. Go ahead and go do your fishing thing. I'm going to just be up here. And again, he's on a tower. It's about at least 2 minutes of a walk.
I think he was doing that on purpose.
I'm going to get up here.
I mean, I thought
that was a comedy in my skit. That's to bring it down. Anybody got that on video? Because I would love to see myself look like an idiot. So the man's up here, he's controlling the drawbridge. And, the reason why he's so high is because he literally has to see his son. But more importantly, he has to see what's coming. He has to see what's coming. He has to see if boats are passing by or if the train is miles off. I'm tired now. I'm not going back up here. Actually, I'm not getting down again. So the man, he's doing his thing. He doesn't see a train coming, and then he notices there's a malfunction in the signaling that tells the trains when to stop, because he knows there's a train coming, but he knows the train is scheduled for a certain time. So he knows he has to hit the button to stop the train from coming. Well, he leaves to go and fix whatever it is. So now he was able to see his son. He was able to see the world. And I believe that in that analogy, God does the same thing. Like, God is so great, he's able to look at the world around us and look at everything going on and still keep his eye on us and everything that we're doing. The God we serve is awesome. And the story I'm telling is, it's not in the Bible, but it's in an analogy, and I'm getting to that. So the son, he looks up and he sees his dad is missing. Like, he's like, oh, okay, well, whatever. I'm fishing. He told me to stay here. This is where I'm going to stay. There's a lot of people coming in here. Hello. He says, I'm going to stay here and keep fishing, keep doing what I'm doing. Dad told me to stay here. He looks up again. His dad is missing. Well, about 5 minutes later, he still notices dad isn't there, and he hears the horn of the train coming. And it's coming with force. Again, it's going 60 miles an hour, 120 to 240 tons coming at him with no mercy. Trains, machines, they have no mercy. They come, and when they're there, they're there. So the son, finds it kind of weird, because most of the time, if he can hear the sound of the train, the bridge is already down. The bridge is already down, ready for the train to come over. But in this particular case, the bridge was still up. So he starts screaming out for his dad. He's like, Dad! Dad! Where are you at? I need you, Dad! The train is coming! The train is coming! He screams. He keeps on screaming, no, Dad, no, Dad. You see, his dad was in a distance away. He couldn't necessarily hear him. About 2 minutes later, the son realizes he has about 3 minutes before that train comes. And he remembers what his dad said, just in case of an emergency situation, go ahead and reach in that box and hit the lever. See, the problem is below that box is a gear. And that's pretty much, at this bridge, if you can see the bridge, if it was my elbow, this represents the hinge that the bridge sits on. So beneath that gearbox, if you fall in there, you're crushed when the bridge goes down. And the problem is, the guy had went to work several times, came to work, and he went to go fix what's in the gearbox, had the bridge up, and saw, remains of animals and all kinds of things that had been crushed by the pressure of that bridge closing. So this young man, he's just being everything his dad wanted him to be. He said, this is an emergency situation. I've been waiting for this my whole life. I'm going to show my dad that I can do this. I always wanted to do something great with my life. Here's my chance to save a bunch of people, to save that train from going off the track. He goes to open the lever. By this time, his dad almost fell out of the tower again. His dad is in the tower, and he's looking for his son. He's like, where's my son at? And he sees the train coming. He's like, oh, okay, he must have ran to go hit the lever I told him about. What a good son. Well, he can see off in the distance that his son is about to hit the lever. He's smiling. He's a little bit nervous because his son looks frantic. Well, the son is so excited about doing it, he goes to reach in the gearbox and pull the lever and falls inside the portion of the bridge that will crush anything in there. The man has what seems like forever, but it's only 60 seconds to decide what he's going to do, because he knows these are his choices. He can jump out, run down there, save his son, try to get back up in time to close the bridge, but he knows, he's tried it before in his practice drills. He's tried this before. He knows it's going to take him at least 2 minutes to get down there, to run, to save his son, however long that's going to take to come back up, and he only has 60 seconds. 60 seconds. And 60 seconds to decide, what is he going to do? Is he going to save his son that he loves, his only son? Or is he going to go and save these people? Well, this decision is the hardest decision any person would make. Anybody in this room would be the hardest thing you could ever think of. With tears running down his eyes, he cries out, I don't know what I'm going to do. I got 45 seconds left. I'm running out of time. He's waiting for his son to come out. He's hoping he'll emerge and just get out himself from the ladder he showed him how to get out. But nothing's happening. He knows in the next 15 seconds, if he doesn't lower that bridge, the thousands upon thousands of people, the NBA player, the two people arguing, the couple, the kids playing cards, the kids on field trips, the mother and the son, everybody going from point A to point B, worrying about their own lives, are going to die. With tears rushing down his eyes, he closes his eyes and he just pulls the lever. And I guess some of you, maybe you don't understand this when your parents tell you this, but my mom used to tell me when I fell in certain times of my life, she felt it. Like she felt my pain. Like she was able to feel it. Like she would watch it. It would hurt her to see me in pain. This man, at this point, this train is coming. He doesn't know it, but his son is screaming out because he's in agony and he knows what's going to happen, but he can't hear him. He can't hear him at all because the train is coming. The sound is getting louder. The moment is getting quieter in his head. He makes the decision. The gears shut, crushing this 10-year-old boy. The man is able to feel every single moment of that young man's pain. He runs out. The train, comes so close to destruction. The tracks literally line up within 5 seconds of the train rushing over them. The train rushes and there's people still doing the same things that they were doing. They have no idea what the man just did for them. None, no clue. They're playing apples to apples. They're living lives, still arguing couples. Guys still waiting to meet his coach so he can play in the NBA. all walks of life on this train, thousands of them whizzing by, and he's looking at the train, and he's crying. He's crying on his knees. He can't believe what just happened. He had to sacrifice his one son for all these people that never even knew it happened. This is the story of God and Jesus. When Jesus died on the cross, he did that so that you can have life, so that you can keep living, so that you can have life abundant. And in the same respect, this guy's watching these people pass by, and a few of them, again, saw his face. And the thing about God is, and I believe this with everything in me, once you see the face of God, once you see exactly how much he loves you and what he's done for you, the only way you can see it, I'm telling you, is to read your word and pray. But once you see the face of God, it'll stop you in your tracks. Whatever you're doing, whatever your life is about right now, it'll literally stop you in your tracks because his love is so amazing. And I think about what would happen if we were on that train and you found out that somebody sacrificed that for you. You would go through no end to try and make contact with that person and say, thank you for what you did. I know it was a hard sacrifice, but I didn't even know you did this for me. Jesus Christ died on the cross for us so that everyone in here can have life. No matter what you're going through, no matter what your life is about, again, we all do this. We get caught up in our own lives and forget there's things going on outside of our lives. There's a bigger picture happening with God. And I'm going to wrap this up because it looks like everybody's getting out of church. If you would you close your eyes? I was going to say bow your eyes and close your heads.